Welcome to this video lecture that explains the concept of layers in AutoCAD, followed by a simple demonstration on how to use layers in AutoCAD 2020. Although this demonstration is carried out in AutoCAD 2020, the layer function is such that it can be applicable to other recent versions of AutoCAD as well. AutoCAD provides layer functionality as a tool to effectively and efficiently organize and manage drawings. Proper use of layers is very handy in the field of machine drawings, civil drawings, as well as architectural drawings, especially when these drawings become large and complicated with many different features in them. In a professional setting, example in a design firm or in some organization where regular designs are performed, one may come across various AutoCAD drawings or AutoCAD sheets that contain quite a few number of layers. These numbers could be varying from possibly dozens to hundreds. Hence, a clear understanding of the concept of layers is essential. At this point, the pertinent question to ask is, what is in fact a layer? It can be defined as independent, transparent drawing spaces or sheets or areas that stack or overlay on top of one another to create an overall image. From this definition, let us look at certain points that come out as important. First of all, the layers are independent of one another. Secondly, these layers are transparent. And finally, these layers all taken together actually form the final image. Let us have a look at this figure here. As can be seen that there are 5 layers represented by these squares of different colors that are placed one after the other, one on top of another one. If these are taken to be transparent, then the features that are drawn or geometric entities that are drawn on each and every one of them, when looked at from the top of the layers, would constitute the entire drawing. So that is the concept that is used in case of AutoCAD layers. Now, one very important thing to remember here is that each layer can be associated with different properties. And whatever is drawn on those layers, the properties are automatically ascribed to those geometric entities. In this slide, I will try to explain the concept of layers with the help of a very simple engineering object, a hollow cylinder. If we perform an orthographic projection of this simple object and try to represent the front view and the top view of the object, it will look like as shown on the right hand side of this slide. But now the question is this view good enough? Now, just by looking at the object, we know that there is an internal hollow which is not represented here. What we see in this particular layer is the visible features, that is the outside features, which shows in the front view as a rectangle, and if it is seen from the top, then we see 2 concentric circles. Now, if we want to represent the internal hollow, then from the very basic concepts of engineering drawing, we know that internal or hidden features in an object are shown through hidden lines or dashed lines. So now we improve our previous drawing, a previous view, by incorporating the hidden features, just like this. We can still further improve this drawing by incorporating center lines. As you can see here, in the top view, two perpendicular or orthogonal center lines, which are represented as chain lines or long dash, short dash lines, are drawn, and their intersection provides us with the center of this cylinder. Whereas in the front view, we have incorporated a vertical center line that provides us with a plane of symmetry. Now again we ask that is this complete? But we must remember that this is an engineering drawing. So it must include some definite dimensions. So these dimensions can now be provided like this. As you can see that the two diameters, inner and outer diameters of the cylinder are shown in the top view, and the height of the cylinder is shown in the front view. Now layer by layer, if we think about this complete figure, we have incorporated 4 of them. First of all, through these solid black lines, continuous lines, the visible features of the object were shown. Then in the second layer came the hidden features, shown through the red dashed lines. In the third layer came the center lines, which are blue chain lines. And finally, in green, we have incorporated the dimensions. So that is how, by superimposing one layer upon another, we have obtained a complete image of the simple engineering object shown on the left. And that is how AutoCAD layers actually work. And it is also important to highlight here that in each of these layers, the lines, the line types, their thickness, as well as their colors are different. So for each of the layers, different types of lines, different colors, different thickness has been prescribed. The present slide shows a considerably more complicated engineering object compared to what was shown in the previous slide, that is a hollow cylinder. However, the same concept of layers is applied to this complicated drawing in order to organize it. The presence of different kinds of layers can be understood from the presence of different colored lines along with the different line types. For example, all the dimensions here are shown through thin green lines. That indicates that they are all placed in a separate dimension layer. Also, the visible edges of this object, the visible features, are represented through black solid lines, thick lines. That indicates that they are also placed in a separate layer. Primary advantage of layers is that it helps to organize the drawings. Properties such as the line type, line weight, line color, etc. assigned to a layer are imposed on the objects drawn or placed in that layer. Hence, layers can be used to organize similar entities together. For example, in a complex machine drawing, all the threaded fasteners, that is, nuts and bolts, can be placed in a single layer. Or all the dimensions of a drawing can be put in a separate layer. In civil engineering plan drawings of a high-rise building, each floor plan can be kept in an individual layer. Layers are also helpful in controlling the properties of a group of objects. For example, if the line color for the nuts and bolts mentioned in the previous example is to be changed, it can be very easily done by altering the layer property, and all the objects in that layer reflect the change. So instead of individually altering the line color property of each object, which obviously would have been time consuming. A single operation is only required to change the line color of all the objects. Finally, layers allow to turn objects or group of objects off, both on screen as well as on the plotting device. When drawings become visually complex, layers can be turned off to hide certain objects temporarily. Let us look at this drawing of the connector which was shown in the previous slide. As already mentioned, the dimensions for this object are all placed in a single layer, the dimension layer. So now if that dimension layer is switched off or turned off, then the object or the drawing becomes like this. It obviously improves the readability or visibility of the actual object by reducing the clutter of dimensions. However, it should be kept in mind that the dimensions are not deleted by switching the layer off. They are still retained, their information is still retained, and they can be brought back by switching the layer on. As you can see, all the dimensions have come back on here. This present slide shows us a screenshot of the AutoCAD 2020 interface. And here we need to first of all locate the layers panel. It is present under the Home tab in the ribbon area here. This is the layers panel, and as you can see, this layers panel is made up of three important areas. The first one is the layer properties button, which grants us access to the layer properties manager window. The second important part of this panel is the drop-down list that provides us with a choice of layers and a few other functionalities. And the third one is a group of shortcut buttons. However, out of all these three different areas, the most important one is the layer properties button, because it grants us access to the layer properties manager window where new layers can be created and properties can be associated with those created layers. Also, existing layers can be deleted from this window. However, the layer properties manager window can also be accessed from the command prompt by writing the command layer or the shortcut for that layer command, which is LA. Once this is typed out and we hit enter, then the layer properties manager window opens up. This shows the layer properties manager window. Here the main part of this window is a list of layers that are present for that particular drawing, which is shown in the middle part here in a tabular form. Right now we can see only one layer, which is the default AutoCAD layer known as the 0 layer here. But as we create new layers, those layers will appear here as a list. Just above this table is a group of buttons that consists of the create new layer button, delete layer button, and set current layer button. All these things will be discussed in much more detail when we go to the demonstration of the layers panel in AutoCAD 2020. This is the AutoCAD 2020 interface, to which by now you should be familiar. The first task here is to locate the layers panel, and it is present in the ribbon area, which is located just above the drawing window here. Under the Home tab, you can find the layers panel here. Now, depending on how many panels are present under this tab,
the appearance and position, relative position of this layers panel may change sometimes. But more or less, it looks like this. There is a layer properties button, there is a drop down menu, and there are certain shortcut buttons right below the drop down menu. Now, sometimes it may happen that this layers panel is absent from the home tab. In that case, what you need to do is go to this ribbon area, empty ribbon area above the panels, right click here and go to show panels. If the layers panel is not showing, then what you will find is that beside this layers, the tick would be absent. So just click here, and what it will result in is that the layers panel will appear under the home tab. So again, this is what the layers panel looks like, and there are three important parts to this layers panel which we can see here. And the most important one of them is the layer properties button. This actually opens up the layers properties manager pop-up window. And what does it do? It obviously manages layers and their properties. So under this window, you can create new layers, you can set different properties to those layers, and you can set current layer as well. Also, you can delete some of the unnecessary layers that may have been created by mistake. Beside that, there is a drop down list for the layers that you have already created under layer properties manager. So it provides a choice of layers and their settings. And below this drop down list, you can find there are certain small shortcut buttons that may be used. By the way, there are certain other layer functionalities which are part of this layers panel, but right now this is beyond the scope of our discussions, so we'll ignore them for the moment. Now let us look at the layer properties manager window. How it can be accessed? We can go over to the layer properties button and click here. And the window that pops up is the layer properties manager window. Now here I should mention that this window can also be accessed or opened from the command prompt by writing the appropriate command. So here is the command prompt right at the bottom of the screen, and if we write layer, this is the layer command that opens the same layer properties manager window that we had obtained by clicking on the layer properties button. One can also write the shortcut for the command, that is layer command. The shortcut is LA, as you can see here, and hit enter, and that will again bring us to the layer properties manager window like this. Now let us discuss what are the main parts of this layer properties manager window. The main part of this window is a tabular format that displays various layers that are created along with their properties and descriptions. It is here. This is where the list is displayed. It is interesting to note that although we have not created any layer here, there already exists a layer by the name zero layer, and it is known as the default layer for AutoCAD. This default layer is automatically created whenever a new drawing is opened in AutoCAD. If no other layer is created, all the drawings and lines or geometric entities that you will draw are done in this zero layer. This is a really bad practice and should be avoided at all costs. So after opening up a new drawing sheet, the first task one should do is to create the necessary layers. Now the next obvious question is, how to create a new layer. For this, I will draw your attention to the group of small buttons that are present above the list of layers or the table for layers that is created in the middle. And the first button is called the new layer button. Go to the new layer button and click here, and a new layer will appear in the list by the name layer 1. The name can be immediately edited. As you can see, this is an editable field. One can give a name that provides an idea as to what is the purpose of that layer or what type of entities are to be placed in that layer. For example, if this layer is created to hold the visible features of a drawing, we can rename it as the object layer. And then you can click outside and that will change the name. Once the layer is appropriately renamed, we must set the properties for that layer. Here, three things or three parameters are most important. That is line color, line type, and line weight, which controls the thickness of the line. And these three can be found in these columns. That is color, line type, and line weight. How do we change the color? Just simply click here and an array of colors opens up and you can select one appropriately. Here I will select the black color. One thing that you should keep in mind is that the color you choose should not clash with the background. So for example, if you choose a bright yellow color against a white background, the contrast may be such that those lines cannot be picked up very clearly. Second thing is to set the line type. Now for object lines, that means those are visible lines, so they are continuous lines. So there need not be any changes to this line type here. But you can obviously, for other type of lines, you can change these line types from here. And finally, the line weight can be set by clicking here. You can see again that there is a list of available line weights that are present here, and you can choose one appropriately. Just for example, here I'll choose 0.35 millimeter as the line weight. So that is how you can create a new layer, rename it, and choose the properties of that layer accordingly. Let us create a few layers now, just as practice. I'll create the hidden layer here, change the color to red. Line type now needs to be changed. It cannot be a continuous line. Hidden layer should have dashed lines. So I'll click here and I can see that ISO dashed is present here. So I can choose that. Here I will mention that you can use the load button to open up the library of different line types. So for example, if I want to include other type of layers or other type of line types, I can do it from here. I can select dash and the dash layer now appears here. I can also go for other type of center lines, center 2, and that will appear here. So whatever line type is required, I can obtain it from this line type library, selecting the appropriate one and then clicking OK. So for hidden line type, I can go for dashed lines. And you can see that the line type has now changed to dashed. I'll change the line weight as well, because dashed lines would be thin as compared to the object lines. So I'll go for say 0.18 millimeter, just as an example, and click here. So you can see that this layer has now been created with appropriate properties. I'll do it again. Go to new layer. This is the new layer that is created. By the way, here I would point out one thing, that the new layer actually inherits the properties of the currently selected layer in the layer list. You can of course change the properties by clicking the appropriate column on the layer list. As the hidden layer was selected while creating the new layer, you can see that it has already taken the color red and line type as dashed and line weight as 0.18. Now let us change the name, put it as center. The color could be set as blue. The line type needs to be changed, obviously. I will have to select the center line type. And this line weight again is 0.18 because center lines are thin lines. So that is how, again, a new layer can be created and its properties can be changed. I'll do it again. This time I'll name it as dimension layer. I'll change the color to say a shade of green, but the dimension lines are continuous lines, so the center line needs to be changed. Line type now becomes continuous, and the line weight is thin, so I'll keep it as 0.18. So this is the new layer button that you should remember. Now suppose I want to delete some of the layers. I have created two layers named layer 1 and layer 2, but they are created by mistake. I do not need them. They are unnecessary. So what I can do is once I have selected that layer, I'll go to the delete layer button, which is the third one in this row, and click it. And that deletes the layer completely. So what to do? Select the layer. So layer 1 is selected now. Go to the delete layer button, click, and that will remove the layer from the layer list. Now I would draw your attention to this green tick mark here under the status column. It indicates the current layer. So what is the function of the current layer? Anything that you draw in this AutoCAD window would be drawn in the current layer. So if I want to change the current layer, then I would select the layer that I want to make current, and then go to the last button here, that is set current button, and click. So you can clearly see that the green tick mark has changed places now. So it has come from the zero layer to the object layer. Current layer can also be set by just double clicking on the particular layer that you want to set as current. So if I want to set hidden layer as current layer, I'll double click here and it is going to change places like this. So either you can select the layer, press the current layer button, or you can double click on that layer. So now if I close this window and draw some lines on this AutoCAD new sheet or drawing 2, then these lines are drawn in the object layer. So let's go to layer properties, change the current layer. So you can see that the current layer is now hidden layer. And draw this circle. Now this is drawn in hidden layer. Now the current layer can also be changed from the drop down list. See, the hidden layer is the current layer now. I change it to center. So whatever is shown in this drop down list, which is visible here, that is the current layer. So go to this rectangle command, draw a rectangle, and you can see that it is drawn in the center layer. I'll show again. Go here, go to dimension, if I put a dimension here, now that is in dimension. Now suppose I have made a mistake and put this circle in hidden layer, whereas it is supposed to be correctly in the object layer. So that mistake can be rectified very easily. You just need to select this, go to this drop down menu and select the correct layer. And you can see that the layer of this object has been changed from hidden to object layer. But that does not change the status of the current layer. You can see that the dimension layer is still the current layer. If you want to change that, you will have to do it like this. Now if I go to this circle, draw this, it will be in the object layer. Let us go into the layer properties manager window. Now here we can see that all the layers that we have created previously are listed. However, I would like to draw your attention to this particular layer called def points. This is one layer that we have not created, but it now appears in this list. So where did it come from? This is in fact another default AutoCAD layer which is created whenever any dimension is provided in an AutoCAD drawing. This basically stores certain reference points for the dimensions. Let us now also have a discussion about deleting layers. The default layers provided by AutoCAD, that is the zero layer or the def points layer, cannot be deleted. Although we have previously shown that you can select a particular layer and delete it by clicking the delete layer button, if you do it for this zero layer, it will give you this pop-up window that says the selected layer cannot be deleted. Why is that? Because it is one of the default layers. As you can see here, layer 0 and def points cannot be deleted. Similarly, other layers which contain some objects or some drawings cannot be deleted also. For example, we already have some dimension provided in the drawing. So if I select the dimension layer and try to delete it, again this window comes up and that says that the selected layer was not deleted. What is the reason? Because the layers are containing certain objects and hence was not deleted. However, if you select the hidden layer and delete it, it will be deleted because there was no hidden object in that layer. While previously discussing the creation of new layers and deleting of existing layers, we have skipped over certain columns here. What are these functionalities? They are on, switching on or switching off a layer, freezing or thawing a layer, locking a layer, and plotting a layer. So let us discuss them one by one. The visibility of the layer on the drawing can be controlled by the switching on or off of a layer. The symbol here is a glowing light bulb, which indicates the layer is on or it is visible. So if I click on the dimension layer bulb, it turns off. And what is the effect? The dimension is no longer visible here. Note that this dimension is not deleted. It is still present. Its information is still retained, but it is not displayed. If I go to this drop-down list, you can see that the bulb beside the dimension layer is now turned off or switched off. If I click here, that bulb is turned on and the dimension, as you can see here, comes back. The freeze and thaw option outwardly acts as same as the switching on or off of a layer. So if I freeze this dimension layer, freezing here is indicated by this snowflake symbol. You will notice that again the dimension which was provided here has disappeared. It is not displayed. But there is a big difference between switching on or off of a layer and freezing or thawing of a layer. What is that? The information about this frozen layer is not retained. So whenever a drawing is regenerated or refreshed, it improves the performance of the software. Because it is not retained in the memory, it improves the performance. However, again, the dimension can be brought back by thawing this layer, and that is indicated by this sun symbol. And you can see that the dimension has come back here. Beside that freeze layer column, there is a locking layer option. I can lock any of the layers by clicking on it. As you can see, this lock has now closed. That means it is a locked layer. The object layer has now become a locked layer. What is the function of that? If I now hover the cursor over an object which is in the locked layer, the symbol of a lock appears beside it. And this layer is now locked to any kind of editing. So it cannot be deleted or modified. So if some important objects are there in a particular layer that you do not want modified, then you can lock that layer. For example, if I now select the erase option and try to delete this object, it will not happen. As you can see here, selected object 1 found, but that was on a locked layer and hence it is not deleted. None of these objects will be deleted. However, if I select the dimension, press enter, that dimension would definitely be deleted. So that is the function of a locked layer. Plotting of a layer can also be turned off. Let's say again, if I click here on this printer button, you can see that a red mark has appeared here, and it indicates that if you plot the drawing or print out the drawing, this will not be printed. That means the dimension layer will not be printed. However, in the display, the dimension still appears. It has remained in view, but if I generate a plot preview, you will see that the dimension is not present here. So that is the function of turning plotting off from this list. One other thing to mention here is that we have selected different line thickness by putting different line weight here. So the object layer should have a larger thickness, line thickness, as compared to the dimension layer or the center layer. However, in the drawing it does not appear so. Why does it happen? Because the line weight option is turned off. The line weight option can be found here. That is, show or hide line weight is off right now. If I click here, the line weight option gets turned on, and you can clearly see that the object lines, the lines which are drawn in the object layer, have a larger thickness, a greater thickness than those drawn in center layer or the dimension layer. So we will switch it back off again, and that brings us to the end of this demonstration.